Ask let's start
Maradona.
from home. No, let's start from home. Ask Sando Lise. Ask Maradona. Ask Thierry Henry. Who again will I call? Ask Clarence Seedorf. Ask
Patrick Kluivert.
Ask all of them. So it's easy for an ex-international to go on a live TV coverage, stay there and criticize. Basically, just maybe because they've been
ask Poscos.
They've been in the game. They've been in the game once in a while, so they understand the technicality of how the game works. Even for some of us here, sometimes we do analyze game, we talk about it, and then if we are in that shoe, we may not even see things the way it is being seen. So it takes a professional in that particular sector to really read things the way it is supposed to be read and then take the proper action. So an ex-international giving a verdict on a particular issue concerning a particular game is his own opinion.
And of course, let me start with you. Your prediction for tonight's game?
It's going to stretch to penalties, and then Nigeria should win it. I don't like me, Abby.
if this man gets the extra time, top striker, get on rush should be sacked. That will be all we'll see. Though. I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that's what we're going to be seeing. I think Nigeria will win comfortably.
So wait. Let me remember what you said. If he gets to extra time, they should sack him.
No, I said that's what we're going to be seeing. I'm not saying that.
Because when you sounded like
no, of course not.
So you say Nigeria should win comfortably.
Yes, probably 3-1.
Wizard?
Well, I think Nigeria will find a way to win, but as per winning 5-1, 6-1, there's nothing like that. The Tunisian side are very, very hard not to crack. So I think I might go with penalties. I don't want it to end that way. Maybe a 1-0 win in favor of Nigeria.
And of course, time to go to the phone lines and hear what the callers have to say this evening. And of course, your prediction: Nigeria up against Tunisia. Keep the calls coming through.
What do you expect? We're winning our lucky jersey.
Okay. Quickly.
Another one.
Quickly. Wisdom, do you buy that sentiment of that omen?
No, I'm not among those I'm not that superstitious type, so it doesn't mean anything to me. I just feel the jersey has been bad in terms of performances that has come with it, but it doesn't mean anything. Algeria would have beaten us even with this jersey.
Well, before I get to the dance, hello, good evening.
How are you?
Find your name on location.
This is Engineer UD from Port Harcourt.
Engineer UD, your voice is so calm. It's because Nigeria lost to Algeria.
As a matter of fact, Nigeria is losing this match. Wow.
What's for that? Very direct. And of course,
he predicted that Nigeria would actually lose to Algeria.
Okay, your take on the jersey issue
No,
quickly.
I'm not a superstitious kind of human being. So even if at a point during that Algeria game, I was tempted to have a rethink, but it doesn't have anything. Go out there and do the best you can do and get the result. That's just it.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, this is Eric calling from Port Harcourt.
Eric, welcome. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, this game, I don't know. I'm scared though for this game. And if it goes into penalties, our 3 goalkeepers, even if you put them, they will not save 10.
Okay, I get your take.
I don't want it to go to penalty, but I think we'll struggle to win 2-1. Yeah,
okay, thank you so much. The thing is, Nigeria will struggle to win 2-1. Victor, your take on the jersey quickly?
I'm not a superstitious kind of person, but top striker. Most of the games we've lost, we're wearing that jersey.
So what are you saying in effect?
I don't know what I'm saying.
see, if I tell you what I heard before the Algeria match, why someone felt we are going to lose?
No, it's always that jersey.
You might like
a friend called me from another state to tell me your boy Nadi jersey.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Good praise from a chief.
Welcome. Let's hear from you.
Please tell me the truth. Are we losing?
The match is not started yet now. The match is 8 o'clock. So what's the prediction?
Hey, I pray we'll win.
Okay, thank you so much. He prays Nigeria will win. Hello, good evening. Hello. Your name and location, please.
Yes, I'm Timoto calling from GRA.
Welcome to the program. Let's hear from you.
Yes, I think the game is not going to be an easy game.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think the game is a penalty.
Penalty.
Yeah, penalty. But after the game, I want NFL to sack General.
Okay, they say you're not sacking, but they are sending him on the course because of Muna.
We need a better coach. I think we need a better coach. We need a Nigerian coach. We don't need a foreigner again.
Okay, it's all right. Abdul Mekaba is free. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, guys.
Your name and location, please.
Yes, I'm Ochmane calling from Kochi.
Welcome to the program. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, I when I came in, I had one of your guys there. He was talking about, some people complaining about the coach, and if anybody has anything better to say about the coach, I think they get it clearly. Anyway, my opinion is this. I'm just trying to ask. That last match, I was watching it from Lagos.
Okay.
Why did Genetro change that guy called Chukwueze in that match? That's a question I just don't want to know.
Well, we don't know. We are in Lagos, we are in Port Harcourt. So we don't know. We are not in Egypt.
You people are analysts, and you saw when he changed that boy.
Yes, we saw when he changed. People were asking questions why he actually changed him. But he felt he needed something new. That was why he brought...
But I don't know if you guys really noticed. When he changed that boy, it affected that game massively. I don't know if you really observe it.
Okay.
Well, I think...
not have changed that boy. That boy was really, giving that defense of the opposite side a hell of problem. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
He would have changed Musa and bring in maybe that guy, what's his name? Moses Simon. Or something. Guys that will really disturb that defense. If you watch, when they changed that boy, they had more time. They were like relieved, to come attacking very seriously. Most of us at times we are not coaches, but when we watch this thing, we are being confused and being tense. We don't expect, the tactician, which is the coach, to be, confused as we that are watching as well. That is what some people are saying. He should be in charge of the game. He lost that defeat to Nigeria. If he has left that boy was torn in the flesh of that defense. And when he removed him, you can see that those guys had a bit of relief. It's not that maybe he's doing bad or something, I cannot really say. But for me, when it comes to changes, that guy, man, he doesn't really know how to make his substitution. I'm sorry to say that. He's not at all.
Okay.
I'm telling you, so for them saying that they will send him on court, Nigeria, they are always coming when it comes to issue. How can you send the foreigner to court? Then when you have somebody like Amunike, it's a country that knows what they are doing. They will pick up Amunike now and send him on court. That young one is fine. And he can manage the club, not talking about sending a foreigner on a court. My brother, you reason these things. You are analysts, you reason these things. And I have to send them this information. For God's sake. Thank you.
Thank you so much. There.
I think everyone or most people agree with that Chukwueze change. But everybody will be at different coaches. For me, I would have actually taken out Jamiu Collins. That would have been the first. I know most people, but that would be me as a coach now. Probably have taken out Jamiu Collins, found a way to bring Ola Aino in. And Ahmed Musa would have been warming up to go out also. If maybe at the dying stages of the game I needed a new fire. And maybe I would have brought in Samuel Kalu or Moses Simon rather than a Henry Yekru, who I feel is even using out of position. So, but of course, we sit here and watch the TV most times. And maybe he sits on the bench. But as I would say, he's not the best coach. I will still repeat that again. He's not the best Nigeria can have. But the question is, who is better that we're going to bring in? Is it just to fire him and bring in Benga Ogumbote to become our new coach? And once Benga enters there too, 50%. The truth is not everybody will like a particular decision. That's the truth. But if it works out well, perfect. If it doesn't, then everybody will criticize. I think for sure that Genotro has not done exactly a perfect job when it comes to his tactics. I always say that within 90 minutes, Genotro is not the best for me. He makes his decisions before the game, which I feel might be okay. But within 90 minutes, the decisions he makes for me are never completely spot on most of the time.
And of course, time to go pay some bills, and we'll come back. We'll start taking you live to Egypt right there for live commentary from that game. Nigeria up against Tunisia. The players are already in the field of play, taking their photographs, and of course, the national anthems have been done already. After this short timeout, the program does make a return.
So tell me, Junior, what is the difference between your Indomie and any other meal?
The taste, yes! Taste is the difference. The difference is the taste.
That's my boy. Now go and buy me our delicious Indomie noodles.
Caring mothers trust Indomie noodles to provide tasty nutrition for their families.
Indomie Super Pack now available at 85 Naira. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
No matter the stage, there's still room for greatness. No matter the stage, there's a bit of greatness in it.
course, let's get this show get started right there. And of course, the coach of Tunisia is none other but Alain Jures, the man who was supposed to coach Senegal, but of course, he was priced out of the job because he was asking for too much. And of course, the mantle was given to none other but Aliou Cisse, the man who captained the Senegal to the AFCON final in 2002, where they lost to Cameroon in that encounter. And of course, just yesterday, Aliou Cisse said that the national team wanted to bring a foreigner. I begged them for this job. And right now, I've beat 6 European coaches to get to the final. The words of Aliou Cisse that the African teams, nations try to prioritize more about Europeans. They should look inward and give their ex-internationals the job. But of course, he said he has gotten the better of 6 Europeans to get to the finals. Right, then Nigeria playing from right to left this evening. And of course, that man, I'm talking about Ogene Karu Etebo with the ball. He gives the ball to none other but Kenneth Omero, who's turns left and right, looking for a man to pass. He gives the ball to Etebo back to Kenneth Omero, who looks for his man to give the ball to at the moment. And of course, he squares the ball down the left to none other but Jamilu Collins, who gives the ball back. And right now, the ball is with that man, Francis Uzoho, who finds William Troost Ekong. Ekong played for Udinese last season, and of course, a product of the Tottenham Academy right there in England. And of course, right now, Omero gives the ball to Ogene Karu, Wilfred Ndidi. Ndidi gives the ball back to Omero. Omero with the ball at the moment, trying to play from the back for Nigeria at the moment. For you out there who are not seeing this game, Nigeria are wearing the favored green and white jersey, not the all green jersey, because people feel it has an omen of some sort. I don't know what you guys make about that. And of course, Alex will be with the ball down the right flank. He gives the ball to Olaino. Aino leaves the ball right there to Samuel Chukwueze. Chukwueze back to Aino. Aino tries to beat his man down the right flank. He squares the ball into the 18. Poor contact it was right there from Alex Iwobi. The ball has been cleared out for a throw-in. Nigeria right there, just 1 minute gone. Nigeria, Tunisia still goalless at the moment. Olaino starting in right back with a suspended. That man talking about Chidozie Awazim, who got a suspension for this game, and Nigeria trying to press hard and break through. But of course, the Tunisian defense are trying to hold their own right there against the Nigerian team. Quickly, guys, are you guys in one of those who believe in the omen kind of thing? Jersey, green, overall green, or green and white?
It depends, top striker. But for me, at all, it doesn't mean anything. I think the Algerian side I saw would have beaten. If you like wear white and white says Jesus jersey, or you wear green and green, whatever you wish to wear, I think they would have beaten us. But most of the time, I think if these things repeat, people tend to tag it a name or give it a feeling. But we have started this game explosively, top striker. Oh, that's
John Jude Ihalo should be the scorer of that game right there. A conflict at the back. Yes, Jude Ihalo, his 5th goal of the tournament. Apparently running home with the golden boot right there. Consolation you want to say for Nigeria. Should we win this one? Nigeria have gotten to the 3rd place final on 7 occasions, and 7 times Nigeria have emerged victorious. This might just be the 8th time lucky for Nigeria.
Top striker, you definitely want to say that. I mean, before now, Tunisia has not had 3 complete passes. It's been completely dominated by Nigeria. And we saw Ahmed Musa, who took the ball, beat his man skillfully from that left flank. And of course,
Jamilu Collins.
Oh, Jamilu Collins.
Amazing stuff. Right there.
Beat his man, left him lying helplessly on the floor.
A conflict of course, a class defender and goalkeeper. And of course, Johnny Gallo capitalized on that with that tap-in right there to give Nigeria the lead. Early days, you want to say, but of course, like you're saying in a local parlance, maybe we first score police the win case.
Top striker, this is the case, and this is the problem I had with the game against Algeria. Your strong point, your strength is the wing. Why didn't you utilize it? We saw Ahmed Musa in
was it a case of not being utilized, or a case of the Algerians?
I disagree. They weren't shut out. First off, Super Eagles respected the Algerians too much.
Respect how?
You decided to play them from the middle, where you know that's their strength.
We are not talking about that match, but it wasn't a matter of playing from the middle. They had a tactic. Guardiola stayed all through that game on Alex Iwobi, cutting that supply short, and they also tried to clip the wings of Chukwueze and Musa. So Igalo was just in a world of his own.
How many times did we even find them on the wing?
Because there was no source.
If you observe,
they closed down the source.
If you observe quite well, Nigeria was attacking. Even Ahmed Musa was in the middle.
Let's enjoy this game and leave that game.
But my point is, where do we get the goal from? The wing.
You cannot. No 2 games are the same, like the saying goes. No 2 games are the same. See, the Algerians knew your strength and they played to your strength to beat you to it.
Reliance, before you play any game as a coach, you must watch the opposite side. And everyone knows that the strength of Nigeria is Ahmed Musa, Iwobi, and Samuel Chukwueze. If they don't apply themselves properly, Igalo will not even get those goals. Now, if the wing backs too don't connect properly, the goal won't score. Look at the goal that was scored now. Who passed the ball to Jamil? Wait. The Jamil Collins now you're talking about, the person who passed the ball to Jamil Collins is Ahmed Musa. Fine. He's not a defender that passed the ball. So Jamil Collins just opened properly as he won't be laid the pass.
There's a free kick in a very dangerous area for Nigeria at the moment. Wabi Kazri, the captain of the side, the man who plays for Saint-Etienne with the ball at the moment. A very dangerous set piece. We want to say a set piece taker himself. He scored one off a deflection in this course of this AFCON, and of course they have a free kick right there in a very dangerous position in the Nigerian goal area. Let's see what comes out of this one. Time takes about 5 minutes already gone. Nigeria leads by a goal to nothing, courtesy of that man Ojon Judy Hallow with his 5th goal of the tournament. Of course, right now head and shoulder above every other person. Talking about Unas of Algeria and Sadio Mane, who both have 3 goals in this tournament so far. And of course, that man plays a low one, and it has been cleared right there into the path of the midfield. And of course, you see Olayin now doing a good run right there. Holds the ball, right? Gives the ball to Alex Iwobi. Iwobi tries to do some flicks, but of course, he was caught up right there by the Tunisian defense. Good run for Olayin, though. Darting run down the flank. And of course, there's so much. It shows that these guys are really hungry to win this one.
Definitely, we expected that they would start quite lackluster, but it's been a completely different case. The Super Eagles have come out blazing hot. Let's see how they're able to keep up that tempo. But Top Striker, just to say, the same way we have a new goalkeeper, a goalkeeper debuting, making his debut rather in this AFCON. Same does with the Tunisian side. I mean, this goalkeeper is not the person that has been manning the goalpost for them. So they also had quite a lot of changes, even from their last game. Their coach as well is trying to give opportunity to some players who didn't start, who has not played in the competition. But so far, so good. It's been really amazing for the Super Eagles. Olayin, Alex Iwobi himself, we're seeing them make quite some decent passes, and their passes have really been connecting. Even as we see William Trustekong trying to. And also they're also capitalizing on the counter attacks. We saw earlier Olayin trying to pressurizing a Tunisian player so much that he almost forced him to make a mistake. He actually made a mistake, but Olayin was just unable to connect that final pass with Alexander Iwobi. But it's been great for the Super Eagles so far. It's not just like you stated, it's not about how well you start, it's about who finishes properly.
And of course, on the Gallo in the 18-yard area, of course, indecision cost him that one. Still with the ball at the moment. He flicks the ball down into the middle for none other but Olayin, who's with the ball at the moment. He's struggling to get in touch with the ball, and of course, he passes the ball back to William Troost-Ekong, the man who played 35 games for Udinese last season. No goals, no assists for Udinese. He played. Before then, it was the Buraspor. Of course, there was an offside call against the Nigerian team. Johnny Gallo trying to flick the ball in right there, but of course, he has been caught offside, coming from an offside position right. The Nigeria still leads by a goal to nothing against Tunisia in this encounter. Tunisia trying to come in. Kazri with the man. He flicks the ball into the path. Of course, deflected for a corner kick right there. Well done job right there by Kenneth Omero, who played all through last season for Leganes. And of course, the defensive partnership, it seems the Weibo wall has been breached at some point. The other partner, Leon Balogun, seems to be taking concentration on the bench these days.
You can't have a man in form like Kenneth Omero and drop him on the bench, and then you can also have a Leon Balogun who has been languishing on the substitute bench for Brighton and Hove Albion, and then decide to use him. Kenneth Omero, at some point, he was more like fizzling out in form, but he has found a way to rejuvenate himself, and so it is quite creditably that Gennaro has decided to give him a chance, and we see the partnership. They are working properly well. Oyibo War was just a name that came coincidentally, or maybe incidentally, because we have two seemingly white, mounting that particular position. It doesn't really mean that anytime that we have a deep in form for any of the players, no one can step up and occupy that particular position. I could still recall that there were times where Kenneth Omero was openly criticized. I think those days where he was always loaned from Chelsea and then get back to Chelsea and all that. So
yeah,
it was openly criticized for his form. Many touted him to be the big thing, the peak defender. Maybe, just maybe after Joseph Yobo, left the scene, talking about retiring from international duties, and then many believe that Kenny Emiro should be able to step into that shoe, but unfortunately couldn't do it just immediately, just as many expected. But right now, I think he's doing his thing, and he's gotten the shed he has right now in the Super Eagles creditably.
And of course, another free kick right there for Tunisia, Chalali. But of course, I took a quick one right there down the right-hand flank of the Nigerian defense. There with the ball at the moment, trying to see they can break through Nigerian defense. Time check is about 9 minutes gone already. Nigeria still lead, cost up an early goal by Ojon Jude Ihalo. Tunisia trying to play a long one back to Chalali right there. And of course,